about, and what else did you get involved with?
I was honestly just in New York for something I had to do, and never been to a Yankees game before, so I was like, why not? Saw that they were at home, and then they were kind enough to let me like tour around the facility, their clubhouse, see everything, meet all the players. So it was a lot of fun, honestly.
Was it weird to hear the manager was like, the players were awestruck of you?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't know why they would be starstruck of me, but they're all, Aaron Judge is huge, but all of them. It was fun, and they won 7-0, and the first game was a doubleheader. I didn't stay for the second game, but it was a good day for baseball. It was a lot of fun.
Caitlin, you won a lot of awards last year. Where does the butter and sculpture rank?
See, I don't know if is that a thing still this year? I don't know. Is it real or is it? I don't know. My mom texted me. She said it. I know it was a thing last year, but I didn't know if they were bringing it back. I don't know how that honestly works. I haven't been to State Fair, so this year I've been to State Fair before. But yeah, I mean, it was a thing last year, so it was cool. I mean, that's a very historic Iowa thing. So I don't know if that's being displayed this year or not. Maybe you can take a trip over to the Iowa State Fair and confirm for me. So I don't know, but I did see that. But I didn't know if it was just popping up again from last year. My mom asked me to. I told her, you would know better than me. You live in Iowa. I might have to head over and take a peek. So
how does this restart feel different than maybe the start of the season did?
I mean, I think just having experience under my belt, like coming in, we didn't have much practice at all. We've had more practice over the course of these last 2.5 weeks than we did really to start the season. So I think that just within itself, and then obviously we've already played 26 games. So I know they're calling it the second half of the season, but really there's only 14 games left to, make a difference in your record and make a playoff push for us. So I think that's the most important part is like really there's only a month. There's only a month, and every single game is going to matter for us. And luckily enough, we got quite a few of those at home, so you really need to focus down and be able to get quite a few wins.
Caitlin, I'm doing a story on Juice. In what ways does he challenge you?
Juice is the fastest person I've probably ever had to play against. He's so quick, and I think the thing about all of our practice boys is they just come in with a mentality to help us get better. It's not about them. They're very selfless. I think Juice especially, he's probably the one that's here the most out of anybody. He's always here helping us get better. And oftentimes I have to guard him just because he plays the point guard spot or one of the guard positions. But he's been really good for us. So and it's been fun to get to know him as well.
Is he a talker?
He's kind of more quiet, at least to me. Maybe he's scared of me. I don't know. Who knows?
Do you talk to him?
We don't really talk. We don't talk like that, honestly. Like we don't talk crap. He just does his thing. I do mine. But yeah.
How important are those guys for this program?
Very. I mean, yesterday we were one body short for them, and like it really changes the whole dynamic of practice. So we have 5 of them every single day, and they come in here and work really hard. And a lot of times they just have to play defense for an hour straight, or they probably like it when they get to play offense for an hour straight. So they're very selfless. It's never about them, and we couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for them, honestly.
Caitlin, would you have any interest in the Unrivaled League in the offseason?
Honestly, I'm just focused on this right now, one thing at a time. Can't always just be moving on to the next. My focus is right here.
How bizarre is it having a whole month off and trying to reset this week?
Yeah, I think I've been ready to get going again and play games for a while. It's just kind of, especially this last week where you're really kind of making that push to the Friday-Sunday game. I think we're all kind of ready. We're kind of beating up on each other, beating up on the boys, and finally, want to get back out there and feel like we're ready to play some more games. I think this prep has been really good, but eventually you get to the point where it's just like, all right, let's go now. Like, let's get these last 14 games going. So I think that's kind of the point we're at.
Did you need the break?
Did I what?
Did you need the break?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it was very, very helpful, just to reset. And for me, I also get in the gym and work on things that I need to work on. But our team obviously got a lot better too. And we're a young group, so the more we can work, the more we can practice together, the better we're going to get.
Having your two games at home this weekend, how much better is it going to be that you don't have to just jet off immediately, you can just settle in at Cambridge?
Yeah, that'd be crazy if we played at Lucas Oil.
Somebody change that.
I would support it, but no, it'll be nice. I think getting these first 2 here at home, and then we don't really have to travel until the next weekend. So these are 2 really huge, important games for us to get this second half really started off on the right note, and come out, show how much better we've got. I think, to set the standard for what we want this last 14 games to be, and hopefully make the playoffs. I think it's a huge weekend for us, honestly.
In what ways are you able to be more yourself or more comfortable, more settled in now because of this month and having the first month and a half of the year?
I think just like the comfortability because I've learned so much. I think, coming in here, I didn't know my teammates very well, and you're kind of just tossed out on the court and you're trying to figure each other out. They're trying to figure me out, I'm trying to figure them out. And then you get the experience of playing. I think you can tell I've gotten more comfortable over the last few games heading into break, so I was kind of like, I need the break, but at the same time I thought we were starting to play really good basketball. So it was a little bit of a bummer, but also at the same time I felt like we needed it. But I feel like just the experience is the best way to get comfortable. The more I play, the more comfortable I'm going to get with my teammates, more comfortable just knowing the game and understanding what coaches want, things like that.
Ready to do this now? Get a little antsy of seeing each other and ready to finally play a game?
Need a game. Definitely need a game. I mean, the guys that we bring in every day, like they do a great job of preparing us. I let them play against each other today, and that's how we ended practice. And I did it because that was a great competitive game between our blue team and our gray team. But yeah, it's time to see some competition. Like, it's been a long time.
How important are the next two at home? Get the reset right here tonight.
Yeah, we're not looking any further than Phoenix. I mean, that is the next one on the list. The habits that we've created, the habits that we worked on during this break, having some players available like Dantas to get minutes in practice that hasn't been able to do that. Just being able to be around each other, like just ready for Phoenix to see how that all plays out from what we put in during this break.
What has Temmie's availability been like kind of over these past couple weeks?
Yeah, she's still, we're close. We're a lot closer than we were before the break. But just, we don't want to do anything that's going to set her back anymore. So we're just being very cautious.
How important are those scout guys?
Oh, man. We wear them out. Like we ask them to do things to make it really, really difficult so the games don't seem as hard. And that's what I tell our players, like they'll play a really good segment on defense and the guys will just jump up and hit a really big shot. Like it's deflating because you played such good defense, but these guys are doing things that are just making us better. Mm-hmm. So every day, the way they pressure us, the way they get out and guard us, they're really physical. It just makes us better where we need to be better.
How much film work do they do so that they show you looks that you're going to see on the floor?
I know the coaches who have scouts for the different teams will pull them aside and show them some different sets that they're going to run. And they're all really, really good players. So they're able to take those sets and we'll call it something that they'll remember and we'll go back to it. Mm-hmm. And they're able to go and run those same sets. Just really helpful to have such guys that, some of these guys go overseas and play, mm-hmm. In the off season, they play in some of these leagues around here. But they make us better, no doubt.
Does this feel like a full reset or more of a refresh, kind of hoping to pick up where you left off? Because you had a pretty good stretch in July there.
Yeah, I think both. I think refresh, restart. The refresh piece came because of just being able to get that rest. They took we had a hard couple months, and not just physically, but mentally as well. I was really happy Caitlin was able to get some rest. She hadn't had any rest since she started her college season last year. So just for her to get her legs under. So just the rest and then the refresh and then just, my gosh, able to practice. That's been huge for us. Able to have team bonding, team chemistry. All that plays into the sustainable success that the Indiana Fever is trying to get back.
It's obviously a super competitive group. Do you feel like things kind of leveled up a little bit today, knowing that there's a game on the other side of these two practices?
Yeah, no. Especially when you got a point guard like Caitlin Clark. She's the ultimate competitor, and she makes other people around her have that same mentality, which is great. But no, all of them want to win every drill that we do, whether it's a 2-on-2 drill, a shooting drill, 5-on-5.
How does Juice make it tough on Caitlin?
Yeah.
I'm having trouble speaking today.
No, you're good. His speed, man. His speed. Speed kills, right? And he just, I'm asking her to get up and pressure right over that half-court line, and he makes that really, really hard for her. But like I keep saying, these guys are making us better.
In what ways have you seen Caitlin revitalize? Because it seems like she's more forward, more outgoing, more probably herself that she wasn't able to be maybe in the first couple of months.
Yeah, I think that has just a lot to do with the time spent with her teammates, right? We were here for a week of training camp before we started playing, thrown into the fire. We didn't have that time for those, that camaraderie that comes along with being around people, right? Like I said it earlier in an interview, a team that likes each other just plays harder for each other. They sacrifice for each other. We were able to get some stuff out of our break where we were just working on just that team chemistry, and I think it's really going to pay off.
How important is it then that obviously in the moment it sucks not having someone on the Olympic team, but knowing you had a full group ready to hit the ground running while some teams might have still had people playing in medal games
Yeah.
overseas?
Well, I had Christie Wallace.
Well, I mean, besides Wallace,
Besides
but like
Wallace, yeah.
you had one as opposed to other teams like
Yeah.
half more than a lot of their
like there's
rosters
some
on there.
teams that have like 3 players out there that hadn't been around their team in a while. It just was great for the youngest team in the league, most inexperienced team in the league. That was great for us to have this time together.
Is this team more prepared for this stretch of 14 games than maybe you were at the start of the season with the work you've had a chance to get done here?
Yeah, I think we're very prepared for the second half. I think it's been great to have these few weeks just continue to work on our craft defensively, offensively, continue to connect. I think that's great. I mean, to start the season, it was super quick. We had training camp, and then we were kind of right into it, especially with the schedule that we had. And so it's been great to get some time to continue to work together.
That busy schedule, the first part of the season, have you kind of mentally prepared? Because there's a lot going to happen in this next month.
Definitely. I think we're ready for it, especially who we started off playing and their ability to just score the ball, their leadership, they're like senior. I'm trying to pick my words, but you know what I'm
Veteran
saying.
Players?
Veteran players.
Yes,
That's a better way to see it. But now I think we've just had that experience, especially that first half, to come into the second half ready for it.
Who won the home run derby?
Boo. And our thing, Caitlin won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew she won. That's why you was trying to get me to say it. Boo. Go AB's team. I mean, I hit one, but we didn't win.
That's not your sport.
No, can't say so. I only had one hit, but that's okay. It's the effort.
Aliyah, how important are the scout guys that you have on this team?
Oh, they are very important. I mean, I think they do a great job of replicating exactly what we're going to see on that court. They're pretty fast. They're very physical. They have great size. And so I think for us, it's just if we can continue to play against them the way that we do, being able to step on that court every single night, we just have to be ready for it because we can do it.
How important is it to get back into the swing of things with these 2 games here?
Very important. I mean, having these home games to start our next 14-game stretch, it's going to be great for us, have that home crowd advantage, and just be ready to hoop.
Is this week the practice felt differently now that you're focused more on games rather than some of the other games?
Yeah, it's been intense, but I think it's been great being able to focus on a team and versus like just worrying about us. Jerry, back up. It's definitely been great though, because now we know like, hey, we have to make sure we lock in because we have BG, we have NECA. Like, it's great to kind of have that focus versus just out here just hooping.
Is there talk of playoffs yet with this team?
I think the talk of playoffs have been the entire season. That's been our goal, making sure that that's where we are at the end of the season. And so being in a good spot right now, just making sure that we're taking care of these next 14 games. Cool.
Sorry.
You're good.
After about 3 weeks off, I guess, how do you just kind of prepare yourself mentally just to get back into the flow of things?
I think we've just been waiting for game time, so I think mentally we're ready. I think we've had a few scrimmages here that's been good to get in that game flow, 10-minute scrimmages, and just being able to continue to play and get our lungs going because, it's going to be a fast-paced game once we start.
What is it like watching Caitlin and Juice go up against one another in practice?
Yeah, it's fun. Juice, he's a competitor too, and so for Caitlin, they go at it, and it's great because that's the kind of thing that we need. They're going to push each other on both ends.